happy Sunday. I hope you're having a lovely day, getting some time to chill, relax, eat some yummy food. She's making the worst noise, Sienna. She likes to play with her tongue and she pulls it out to the side and then she squelches on it. I hate the noise. It's a horrible sound. Welcome to the middle of winter, it would seem at the moment. Gosh, it's been so cold this week. So cold. And then so wet the last 24 hours. I mean, it has poured down here. I mean, it was wet yesterday, but the amount of rain we had overnight, I did see that they've cancelled Cirencester horse trials today, which I'm not surprised by, because it's going to be very squelchy out there again. But yeah, who knows? Yeah, I just can't get past the cold. It just feels like we're right back in the middle of winter. And I'm like, how's this possible? We're literally at the end of April and we're all still dressed up in winter clothes. I mean, I've got my thermal jods back on because I'm like, it's too cold. Anyway, enough about the weather because I could go on forever moaning about it. I've got quite a busy day today. I need to get on and get my guys ridden early because I'm working this afternoon and I want to try and get a few jobs done and so on. I've got my very exciting dressage horse to ride this afternoon, which I haven't ridden for probably for a couple of months now. So I'll bring you along for that. I'm going to then be going for a little trek when I take one of the kids out on their ponies. So yeah, I'm going to take my two out for just a normal hack because I have been really bad about riding Coop this week. I have to say, I think he's only been out once so far and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I very much doubt he doesn't care either. He's probably quite happy he doesn't have to go out, but I do want to keep him in a bit of work, so I'm going to lead Sienna. Sienna's been so good this week. I went out for a hack on her own with her on Friday and she was so good. She was just much more confident, didn't have any fussing about anything, and yeah, I was just really pleased about that. It felt like a real improvement. She also saw a lot of traffic and she dealt with it very well, so that was nice. But anyway, I'm going to get on and feed them before Sienna starts kicking the door or squelching her tongue more or just generally getting cross that I'm not getting on with it. So because the midges were so bad here the other night, I did make up the apple cider vinegar solution with a bit of washing up liquid, and look, there are a few in there, not tons, but to be fair, the last few days it hasn't been so bad with the midges because it's been so wet, and we've got those birds back that quite like to eat them, and I can't think of their names right now because my brain's not working on this Sunday morning, but look, there's a good few in there, so worth a try if you have got really bad midges in your yard. Look how much water is in this wheelbarrow. Yesterday, I'd say it didn't even completely cover the bottom. Like, there was a little bit of water in there, but not a lot. Look how much is in there now. That is how much rain we had overnight. I didn't realize it rained that much. I mean, I knew it was a lot, but that's crazy. Oh my goodness. It really need that much rain. I can't believe that. I'm quite shocked. We are just out. I'm having to stop Sienna from taking the cow party every 5 seconds. She's desperate. Corb's thinking, is it home time yet, as always. I meant to say this in the last vlog, but completely forgot, and I'll add a link in the description below. But there's a really interesting Facebook page which does, I think it's a monthly webinar with Dr. Sue Dyson, who's a world-renowned vet. I know she's not practicing anymore, but her knowledge and research is exceptional. And she did this week, she did one on celiac. She's definitely done one on kissing spine before. I think she does really anything that's kind of performance-related issues in horses. And like I say, her knowledge is exceptional. She has done so many research studies and papers and has so many facts about it, about these sorts of issues. It's well worth a watch. Like I said, I've done 2 SI ones now and I've done a kissing spine one, and I came away feeling like I'd really gained knowledge. So like I say, I'll leave a link below if you want to watch any of them or have a little sift through to see if she talks about anything that's interesting to your horse. But yeah, really interesting this week, and definitely sounded like she was talking about Sienna. She was talking about the SI, so I was like, yep, Sienna does that, yep, Sienna does that. Just totally talking to myself while she ran past me. I didn't even know she was there. So embarrassing. So I thought I'd show you a few clips from this schooling session on this gorgeous boy today. It was such fun, real treat to ride. I love filming my sessions because I think I can learn so much when I watch them back over. In this instance, my hands are the first thing that caught my eye that I thought, they're not good. I was carrying my hands too high. I know the reason I was doing this is this horse sometimes just comes a little behind the vertical and he can be a little bit short in his neck. Ideally, I should have pushed them forward a little bit more. Now, obviously, I don't want to push them so far forward that I lose the connection, but it also comes from coming through from behind enough. So this horse just needs to keep on working on being a little bit stronger from his behind, sitting a little bit more, taking a bit more weight with his hind end, and then the front end will improve.
Also, I noticed I was lacking a little bit of stability in the saddle. I don't love this saddle, and this horse is quite punchy. Here we were just working towards possible thoughts of piaffe and passage in the future, so just doing a couple of little baby steps of shorter trot. But yeah, going back to my stability, I perhaps was a little too tight in my hips and my pelvis. I perhaps should have leaned a little bit more sort of free and allowed his movement to come through more. I think this is a problem lots of dressage people have. Sometimes you can just be a little bit too fixed in your seat. Worked on lots of flying changes because this horse is currently learning that at the moment. He found one way much easier than the other. Lots of reward. You can't hear it because I've turned the volume down, but lots of telling this horse he was doing a great job to help keep his confidence up. Also, I find it really important when you're doing things like flying changes is to do lots of like real open work in between, so allowing the horse to really move forward and stretch out again, because obviously when you're doing flying changes it can make them quite tight. And I also played around with the types of flying changes, so some of them being out of a more forward canter, some of them being out of a more collected canter. But this horse was doing a really good job, and like I say, lots of pats and rewarding him with my voice.
So this is a funny, embarrassing story for you guys. So when I arrived at this yard, the dressage horse was in this stable, and I went to get him out, and I was trying to get this clip off, and it wouldn't budge, and I was like pushing it. I was thinking, this is ridiculous. And also there was 2 people on the yard doing horses, and I was thinking, this is really embarrassing. I'm gonna have to ask somebody, like, what's the trick? And the girl's like, oh, you don't need to take that off because look, let's move it anyway. I look like such a plonker. This is a good look. I'm so hot. I should have taken my coat off before I started working him, but it was quite cold to begin with. And as I was going around, I was getting hotter and hotter, and I was thinking I really need to take it off, but I think I'd have to get off if I do that, and I'm like, can't be bothered. So I would just, I'm just gonna have to get hot, but I'm still like steaming my own glasses up. Do you know what? He's quite a workout for me as well, because he's quite a chunky horse, and he does throw you a bit in the saddle, which I don't think I've got any rides currently that really do that to me. Maybe one, but that's a much lighter horse frame wise anyway, so it's just a little bit easier to kind of sit to. But he does throw me a lot, so it really works my core. So I'm like, oh, I'm boiled. Also, I have to, do you get this when you go to somewhere like ad hoc? So like last time I came here was probably a month ago, I would guess, and like having to just remember what someone's told you, I then have to like triple check everything like constantly, and then I freak myself out. Like I'll drive home now, I did this last time, I drove home and I think, oh my god, did I leave a brush in the stable? I didn't leave a brush in the stable, I know I didn't, but I'll start to convince myself I left a brush in the stable, and I think, oh my god, what if he picks up the brush, what if he tries to eat it, what if I'm that person. So much so that I'll then have to drive back later just to check, especially if I know the client isn't here for the day or something like that. So I have triple checked everything. He should be fine. I just need to chill. Anyway, I'm going home to get some lunch. But what was great is I actually did this morning. So it gives me a little bit more free time this afternoon before going back off to another job. So that's good. Wow. I'm looking like a right scruff right now. I'm a bit of a sweaty right scruff. Right, let's go. You know how in the previous clip I said that I tend to like think I've left something like in the stable or left something on or not shut something up properly or blah blah. On the way home, head collar. I've convinced myself I've left his head collar in the stable. Pretty sure I haven't, but I'm now like panicking myself. That's my stomach grumbling if you could hear it. Panicking myself that I've done that. I'm thinking, should I just drive back and go and check? It's about 15 minutes away. I'm like, should I just go back and check? Even though I know I wouldn't have left it in there, I would have, when I finished washing him off, I took his head collar off. I wouldn't have just let it go back on the wall. I know I wouldn't. It's because I don't go here very often. It's whenever I go somewhere new or somewhere that I don't go very regularly. Normal clients I'm fine about. But it's just when I go somewhere new, I just like, I don't know, I just freak myself out. I also know I took the head collar out because when I shut the door and hooked it outside the door, I hit a jam jar with my foot under a chair, which is where the head collar was. So I know I haven't left it in there, but honestly, I can convince myself I have. It's so stupid. I don't know why I do it. You're in trouble. Oh my God, look at the mess she's made. What is wrong with you? What is the matter? You've not even been out 2.25 hours. Look at the mess she's made down the field. And she's puffing, so I assume she's been cantering around. Oh my goodness, what is wrong with her? I was really hoping she could stay out for the rest of the afternoon, being that she'd only been out for a short amount of time. Look at her back legs. Oh my gosh, the mess you've made. Evening, guys, from Angus and I here. Just come out onto my yard and see what a mess it is. I've got like a good hour's work out here, really, and it's nearly 7 o'clock as it is. Sunday has gone so fast today, but really enjoyed that schooling session earlier. It's also given me a bit of a kick up the bum to do more with Corporal, because recently he's just been hacking. He doesn't particularly enjoy that. I thought, no, do you know what? I need to do a bit more schooling with him for my benefit and his. So yeah, I'm going to definitely crack on with that next week, because now that Sienna's hacking on her own so much more, he hasn't been going out as much, and so he needs to be doing a bit more, that's for sure. It's such a gorgeous evening. Typical. It's always the way, isn't it, at the moment, that the evenings are beautiful, and yet the majority of the day is a bit manky. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there so I can actually try. Will I get it up tonight? It's 5 to 7. I might get it up by 7:30, perhaps. What do you reckon, Angus? If I get on and go and finish editing it now, I've got to do a thumbnail and everything. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going. See you again, guys, next week.